Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today, no surprise to anybody, I'm going to be filming another one palette. I keep wanting to say multiple looks, but every palette I seem to do, it seems to be 5 looks, so I should just change it. Originally, I was saying multiple looks because I really didn't know how many looks I was going to get out of every palette. Because like the first couple I did, I was just like winging it. But since then, like every time I pick a new palette to do, I like go online and like start looking up looks that other people have done that I can try and copy. Because I honestly think that that's the best way because, sorry if you just wanted to see me get straight into the video, but I think that's the best way for somebody like me because I get so stuck in my own head, in my own comfort zone of what I like to do with a palette that I just think that, you know, my creativity wouldn't push the bounds enough to like really get the full versatility out of the palettes I'm going to be using. Whereas if I look at looks other people do, I'm like, I would have never thought to do something. I would have never been so bold, so daring. So I think that that's been the best way for me to do it. And it's been pretty successful so far. This is the 4th one of these videos that I'm going to be doing. And I decided I wanted to do a Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. What does this look like? Am I lining it up? I can't see. Anyway, I decided to do the Desert Dusk palette. So when I first got this palette, like way back in the day when it first came out, I was so excited to have it. It was my first ever experience with any Huda Beauty product. This palette got so much hype online when it came out. I was just so excited. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think I've used this palette less than 5 times since I've owned it. And it's been years that I've owned it now. Like I got this, it was like probably one of the earlier videos on my channel was me like unboxing and swatching and trying this palette. It's been a long time and every time I pull it out and I'm like, I'm gonna use that today, I look at it and I'm just like, nah, don't wanna use that. So for me, this has been like the best part of doing this kind of series and also kind of the best part of being stuck at home in self-isolation is that I've gotten to play with so many eyeshadow palettes that I've owned for so long and really get to see what they can do, really get to see how many looks that I can come up with out of them. And it's been really nice. So I'm really excited to do this again today. As per usual, I've already gone online. I've already found a ton of looks that I want to try. And when I say a ton, I mean 4. The 5th look, as per usual, will be me just trying to use up what's left in the palette. So same rules apply as always. Gonna try and use every shadow at least once. Now there are going to be several that get used more than once because they're just a little bit more versatile, a little bit more staple. Every palette has those colors that seem to go in every look. For an eye base, I'm using my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. For eyeliners, the best options for me are my not waterproof ones. And really all I have that's not waterproof is my Fenty eyeliner. I also do have my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Mad Max Brown. Now this is a waterproof liner, but I just have it as a brown option in case I decide to go that way. Doesn't mean I'm going to. We'll kind of see how the looks turn out. And then for a mascara, I have got MAC Upward Lash in Upward Black. I don't think they make this anymore, but you can find tons of other mascaras that have a similar like tight small wand that's kind of more rubbery for more lift and separation as opposed to volumizing. This is just the one I got because it puts less product on your lashes, so as I'm wiping away from one look to another, it's just a little bit easier. As per usual, I will also list down below all of the products on my face. I'm actually super stoked with the way my makeup turned out today. I was really surprised. I decided, I'll just do a quick segue because I'm already on a rant. I decided to use a foundation that I haven't used in forever, and I forgot how much I liked it, so I'm wearing my Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Dewy Foundation. I'm in light beige. The weird thing is because this is full coverage, I normally stay away from it because I'm not super into a full coverage look, but I don't find, like, I'm getting real close here, that it does look full coverage. It's not settling weird. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look particularly unnatural. Really like this, and I totally forgot. I totally forgot it existed. Like, where has my head been at? Anyways, I'll stop rambling. I'm gonna go and start look number 1. All right, you guys, here I am back with look number 1. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I don't know what it is. Like, is it my eye shape? Is it, I'm gonna try and just like show you without too much of a glare, like what this, I was hoping that this would like look like. do you guys see that? Like how gorgeous, stop it ring light, how gorgeous that looks. And it just like is not doing that on my eye. I don't know what happened, but whatever. We're gonna fly with it anyways. So the first color, if I could find my brush, that I took was Musk. That's this like kind of like grayish tan taupey kind of a color. So I just picked that up on a sort of bigger fluffy brush, not crazy or anything like that. Let's zoom you in here. Sometimes I forget to do that for you guys, and I would say yell at me and tell me, but I mean, you can't do that because I'm not on like a Skype call with you guys. This isn't a live video. Is anybody like, I've thought about filming live. It would be a little tricky because I would probably have to use like my webcam. But I could do that if you guys are into it. Or like maybe if you guys want like a like getting to know me video and you guys can ask me some questions. If you guys have questions for me, I mean, if you don't, whatever, who cares? But like if you guys want to know anything about my life, about when my makeup obsession and stuff started, let me know. Anyway, I didn't even tell you. I just kind of put that high and all up in the crease. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. If you guys would be interested in seeing like a get to know me video. A lot of times people don't really care. They just want to see the makeup, and that's fine too. So then I'm going to take this amber color. It's like a burnt kind of red. And just on a bit smaller of a brush, we're just going to go a little bit more into the crease. Again, I'm going inner corner to outer corner, just kind of getting in deep there. Now this color, for what it looks like in the pan, I find it's not translating quite the same onto the eye, which is totally cool. It could also be because I'm using dirty brushes, because every time I go to film these videos, I'm like, Sam, clean your brushes. And then I kind of forget about it. So next we're gonna take Saffron. It's this beautiful, beautiful red in the bottom here. Again, a little bit of that. That's gonna go kind of more on the outer part, a little bit on the lid. Also definitely a little in the crease. These colors all blend absolutely beautifully together. Just like that, really nice and simple. Then I'm going to take another brush. We're going to go into OUD right here. It's a kind of, I want to say it's a dark brown, but it's kind of got like a reddish tint to it. I mean, everything in this palette is kind of along that sort of a spectrum of like a reddish or purplish kind of a tint, orangey, whatever. So I'm just taking that and I'm just putting it really just on the outer corner, a little bit into the crease, kind of in a sort of a V. I'm using just like a dabbing motion because I do really want that color concentrated out there. I don't want it like flailing to other parts of my lid. So now that we've got most of like the crease or all of the crease sort of built up, where did my brush go? Here we go. I'm just taking kind of like a flat packing brush, and we're gonna go into this Turkish Delight color. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I find that these kind of shades, like the foil shades, do pick up really nicely on a brush. There's not a ton of fallout from these, so I'm literally just packing that all over my eyelid from inner corner, kind of. I'm leaving a little bit of my inner corner there, but I mean, you don't have to. These do layer nicely all the way across my eyelid, just like that. Then I'm going to take this Cosmos. Now, this is a glitter shade. There is a ton of fallout associated with this. This is the kind of thing that you probably need like a glitter glue to do. And I'm just going to tap that kind of all over the top. This is where I strayed a little bit from the look they did because I wanted to include another color, but just kind of gave it like a bit more of a glittery look. But like I said, there is going to be a ton of glitter fallout from this. So I don't know, the best way, either do this before you do your makeup or just get a clean, dry, kind of like fluffier brush, like a fan brush would work really well. I just don't have mine down here, and just kind of lightly fleck it away. It should go. It's not a big deal. So the last color I'm kind of taking is this angelic color. It's this beautiful like iridescent pink. So that I'm going to pick up a little bit on my pinky first and just apply that to the inner corner. Just think it makes a beautiful inner corner highlight. Then I'm going to take a little bit of it on like a smudger brush and just kind of bring it under my eye part way, about to there. And then with a different smudge brush, just because make my life easier, we're going to take the amber color and smudge that out. And also a bit of that OUD and just kind of complete the look. So I'm going to run away, put on some liner and mascara, and come back. Alrighty, so I'm back. This is look number 1, and isn't it really great, you guys, when your eyes don't match? Like, I can see how much, like, higher I carried the shadow here than here. I honestly think I prefer this eye. I was just trying to get, I don't know what I was trying. I could lie to you guys and say, like, I was just trying to get more out of the look. I was just trying to make it more, like, bold and stuff. That's a bullshit lie. I was trying to make them similar. I am nothing if not honest and as transparent with you guys as I can possibly be on here. So we all make mistakes. This eye looks a hot mess. Let's not look at that. Let's look at that eye. Ooh. That's nice. So that is the first look that we have got. We were able to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 15 colors. We're almost halfway through the palette, but like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot of repeats. So mental note of this look, and we will come back and try for look number 2. All right, you guys, time for look number 2. I'm definitely a little bit more happy with this one than the last one. It's certainly more I want to say speed, but that seems like weird to say, but it's definitely a little bit more subtle, a little bit more delicate than like that last one, which was a ton of like dark reds and stuff like that. But I mean, that is the whole point of doing these videos, for me at least, is that I'm really, really getting a chance to see you know, what I like, what I don't like, what I feel I can pull off, and what I don't feel like I can pull off. So first things first, we're gonna go into the top color here, this kind of like light peachy color. This is Desert Sand. And I'm just taking that on a bit bigger of a fluffy brush because that's gonna go all in the crease, but realistically, I ended up just like dotting it all over my lid because it is such a light shade. It's very much, wow. Ton of fallout with that color. It's very, very powdery. Not all the colors have been like that, but it's a very much like almost the same as my natural skin tone, maybe just a little bit more pigmented. So for me, putting a shade like that all over my lid, it works. You know, you might find differently, but whatever. The next shade we're going to take is Eden. That's like the true peach in this palette, and I'm just taking that on a slightly, I think I did this brush, yeah, slightly more tapered blending brush, and I just swept that all in the crease. This color actually surprised me by how very, very pigmented it was because it is so pale in the pan. Like it's very true to its color. And I found that this one was actually a lot better than like some of the darker colors that we used in the last look for pigmentation anyways. The next color that we are going to go back into is that saffron color. That's that like reddish color. And for this, I basically picked it up on the same brush, like it's the same type of brush, but it's a different brush. And basically with that, I just kind of patted it in the outer corner up into the crease a little bit, just like that. And then again in the inner corner and up into the crease a little bit. I just did very light dotting motions, let the brush do all of the work here. I didn't need it to be super, super pigmented or super dark. And then I took a smaller brush and went into that OUD color. And with that, I kind of connected where the reds were in the crease. It's also a little bit on the lid, and that's the color that you can also carry up a little bit if you just want this look to be a little darker, a little bit more smoky, just like that. So you kind of use that brown to almost bridge the reds. I am just going to take a clean brush and sort of sweep back and forth and blend those all together, just like that. Next thing I did was go in with a small pencil brush into the color Amethyst. It's that beautiful, beautiful bright purple. And just using that, I kind of just traced like an arch from the inner part of my lid to the outer part. Now this doesn't have to be up in the crease because I don't want to cover all of the red and the brown. So I just kind of did that. Now if you end up deciding that, you know, it would just be easier just to smear this all over your lid, of course you can do that. You're going to be topping it with some sparkle later. I also decided there was a color in the photo that was swept underneath the lash line, like the lower lash line. It didn't specifically say what it was, but it looked kind of like this color, so I went with Amethyst. Next thing we're gonna do is take some of Twilight. It is a beautiful, beautiful iridescent, like shimmery color. I'm just gonna like take 2 seconds and show you guys. Okay, so there we go, like that. Now that color, sorry, sometimes my camera takes a while. I'm gonna put kind of more to the inner corner. And like I said, these colors actually do go on beautifully with a brush if you so choose, but I like to use my finger. So I'm not going all the way to my inner corner as a highlighter, but just more to the inside of my lid. Then I'm gonna go in with Cashmere, which is just this beautiful, beautiful, soft, like champagne-y color. Put that kind of on the outer, blending into that twilight, and then also taking a little bit of that Cashmere color for an inner corner highlight, just like that. So that's that look done. Give me a second to finish it up and then I'll come back. So that is that look all done. Once again, my eyes don't match because I got a little heavy-handed with the liner here, a little less so here, but that kind of also shows you how you could make this look a little bit, like, I know I did it on an accident. Again, I'm not gonna pretend that I did it on purpose, but it does show you how you can make it a little more natural or a little more dramatic. The bigger the liner, like the thicker the line, the darker the liner, the more dramatic. You could also definitely add a fake lash here, a false lash, make it really, really pop, stand out, carry the colors higher, whatever you have. So that is look number 2. We got through, I don't know, a lot more colors. So we are making really good headway on this palette so far. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, I'll give you all my final thoughts on how it performed at the end of the video. So I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna get straight into look number 3. Alrighty, you guys, back with look number 3. This one, again, a little bit more subtle. Bringing in a bit of like those purples and oranges. And it's actually really funny because when I did my like Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette version of this video, I had a look where I said that I ended up really liking purples and oranges together, which surprised me a lot. I screwed up the look horribly by the end, but this is kind of like almost a bit of a throwback to that, where like I get a purple and orange look that I'm actually kind of happy with. So first things first, we're gonna dip back into this Eden color. It's like that peachy color. I love this color. I think it might be one of my favorites in the palette in general. It's just very pigmented, very smooth, very blendable. Put that all in the crease. Now I am gonna make sure that I go like a little above my crease, kind of on like the socket bone, rather than like just, you know how you bury it deep in the crease and then just follow it along. I'm just taking it and going a little higher because I do want that color extended upwards just a tiny little bit, nothing crazy. We're gonna go into Saffron again, picking some of that color up. And this one is gonna go more in the crease, a little bit lower down, just to add a bit more of a pop of color. Just like that. I'm actually super into all of the looks today too, because none of them require any taping on the eye. There's no winging of a liner, which I always appreciate because I struggle so bad with that. So now I'm taking a flat dense shading brush and we're gonna go into that amethyst color, and I'm just going to press that all on the lid, up to the crease and into the inner corner. Like, again, not quite all the way into an inner corner where I might put an inner corner highlight, but certainly I want full coverage on the lid. Now I did find that this took, you know, a couple of passes just to get a really, really solid color. I don't know. I've never tried to do a matte shadow using like a Fix Plus or anything like that, so I'm not too sure how that would work, but I suppose you definitely could try that if you wanted to. I don't know. So now I've got like a little pencil brush and I'm just going to go into the color Blood Moon. It's kind of like this orangey reddish kind of color. And I'm just picking a bit of that up and just kind of going above where that purple is, tracing out that arch just to get a little shimmer up there, a little bit more orange, a little deepness. Now that is a super, super vibrant pigmented color, really pretty. And then I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and we're gonna go back into OUD, which is that dark brown, put a little bit of that kind of in the outer corner, just to darken it up. And up a little bit into the crease, not crazy. And at this point, if you feel like you've gone too much over the purple, you can go back into that amethyst color and just kind of repack it on the lid. Just like that, pretty simple. Next, we are going to take the color Twilight, this one here. That's gonna get put kind of on the center of the eyelid, just really, really lightly dotting that on just for a bit of like a center highlight kind of a color. And then the last color I'm going to go in with, and this wasn't in the look, but in the look they did use like a gold eyeliner. But because I'm trying to just stick to the palette and there's a gold shade right next to it, we're just going to take Nefertiti. I'm just taking it on a small brush and I'm putting that in the inner corner and then just dragging that underneath just for a little bit of shine and a little bit of sparkle just underneath there. So once again, going to go line up, mascara up, and then we'll be back. All right, so that is look number 3. Once again, I did a thicker line here than I did here, but whatever, it is what it is. I do like this look. It's a lot of, I used a lot of shimmer shades, and to be honest, I subbed in that Blood Moon color for a different color in the palette because the way that I've just got like an eyelash in my eye. The way that I've been doing these looks since the first couple of videos is that I'm writing down all the colors I plan on using for each look just to make sure I actually do cover all the shades in the palette, because sometimes at the end I'm stuck with shades that like they just won't go together no matter how much I try, and that was going to be the case here. I think the 4 colors I was going to end up stuck with were like Blood Moon, these 2 here, and then this angelic color, and I was like, that's a lot of glitter and different shades of glitter for one look, so I kind of like took certain of those colors and subbed them into other looks where I saw fit. But I don't know, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's pretty. I'm a big fan of the purple looks because I do have green eyes. They're green like I would say 90% of the time, but every once in a while they do like to shift on me. They did it a lot more when I was younger, I found that when I was younger my eyes were a lot more gray or blue more than they were green, but now I don't know what it is. As I've gotten older, they've turned more greeny turquoise, which is fine, whatever, who cares. But so I really do like purples on my eyes. I just think it really looks nice and makes them pop. So we've got 2 more looks to go. Assuming everything goes well, wish me luck with look number 4. All right, guys, here it is. This is going to be look number 4. I think that this is my favorite one so far. I just love the way that these oranges kind of all blend together. I think it's really, really pretty. It's actually kind of funny because my favorite look in the last palette that I did, which was, it was my Anastasia Beverly Hill Modern Renaissance palette. My favorite look in that one also ended up being it was a little bit more of like a bronzy kind of a smoky eye, whereas this one is a lot more like orange, but I really like it. I think because it kind of plays to like that more natural kind of color, like the more, like even the orange is, I would say orange is still kind of neutral or at least natural. And by natural, I mean like, you know, there's a lot of like, I guess nature really has every color, but like, you know, those browns and those kind of colors, like orange is kind of still along that spectrum in my eyes. So like even this is, though this is a little bit more bold, it's still super wearable. I'm really into it. So the first color that we're going to go into is Desert Sand. Again, this color has so much, I'm going to try and get close enough to show you guys. Do you guys see all the fallout? So much fallout in that color. Not every shadow in this palette has that much fallout. I don't know what it is about that. Maybe it's just a softer formula for a lighter color. I'm not too sure. I just poked myself in the eye though. So I'm just taking that literally all over my lid and up pretty high just for a nice base, a nice warm color. Then I'm going in with like a bit of a fluffier kind of a brush. We're going to dig into Blazing. It's that really nice orange in the bottom. This is a very pigmented color, by the way. And with that, I'm just taking it like in the crease and higher. And this is at the stage where you're going to decide what kind of a shape you want the final product to be. Obviously, I've gone for kind of a rounded shape. It goes a little bit outside my eye, but not far. That's just what I like. It's what I like as a look on my eyes. If you wanted to get a sharp line going, you could definitely do that. If you wanted this to come out a little bit more, you could also do that. And just with that same brush, I'm going to sweep some of that orange underneath as well. Now you'll notice maybe that I didn't reload up my brush. It's because I don't want to get such a pigmented orange underneath, but I do want some. So then we're going to go in, we're going to mix together amber and saffron. So I'm just taking a couple taps of each onto a brush, and that's going to go into the crease. Just working that back and forth. Because we're mixing the two, we're getting a really, really nice, like, soft reddish kind of color. Then just taking a bit of a denser brush, I'm going to go into OUD again, and that we're going to lay, at first I was just trying to get it kind of like in an arch around my lid, but I ended up deciding that it was just easier to pack it all onto my lid. Less so in the middle because we are going to be covering it, but it just took some less effort, if you know what I mean, just to get all of that brown on. Kind of like that. It doesn't really matter how it looks because, like I said, we are going to be covering it. I also want to just fix this line up a little bit. So I'm just taking a wet makeup wipe and just rounding that off a little bit so it's a little bit more like the other side. Okay, then we're going to go in with Celestial. It's this really cool, it's funny because it kind of is like a gold to pink sort of a shift. Like, do you guys see that shift? So I just took that. It is more of a glitter than like a full-on shimmer, but still really pretty. So I kind of tapped that all over the lid. And then with Nefertiti, I put it on my index finger and I kind of just packed it up the center, and then with a clean finger blended it out to the sides. And obviously if you want it more or less, you know, just take some time and go back and forth with the two colors and mix them until you get something that you're really happy with. Go in with a liner and a mascara and we'll be done. All right, so like I said, this is definitely my favorite look so far. I would definitely wear this one again. I think that this will probably be my favorite depending on what I do with the last look, but I think that this one turned out really, really well. It kind of seems, sorry, I've got like a hair that I got mascara in. Does anybody else having this problem? I haven't been, you guys can probably see how bad my roots are right now. Like, I haven't been to get my hair done probably since like December, to be completely honest with you guys. I just, you know, I'm not really, really good with upkeep on my hair, even though I should be better because I do dye my hair blonde. But thankfully, like, that whole ombre Rudy kind of look came in like a while ago. So it's okay for me, and just the way that my hair happened to get dyed over the years, it got where the point where like the darkest blonde was here and the brightest whitest blonde was at the end, just because obviously you're just laying color over color over color, and over the years it's gotten super bright white. So it's working for me, but I am like desperate for hair places to like reopen so that I can go and get my hair touched up because I need it so bad and my ends are so split. Like, I need a really good healthy trim. Like, I'm thinking probably like to lose a couple inches isn't gonna hurt too much. Like, when you have hair that's really long, like, I don't know if you guys can see how long my hair is, it goes to about there, but when you have super long hair, cutting a couple inches off, like, you really don't notice. Like, it's very different than if you have shoulder length hair and you take a couple inches. That's a big difference. But to go from like hair that goes down past my boob to hair that goes like to the top of mine, like, I'm still gonna be losing 3 inches of hair, so that's not that bad. Anyway, I go off, I ramble, but I don't know where I started this off at. Oh yeah, I just had hair stuck in my eye. I got lost on a tangent. This is definitely the most wearable look I've had out of this palette yet. I'm really, really fond of it. Let's see what I can create with look number 5. Wish me luck. All right, guys, this is it, the moment that you've been waiting for, or at least the moment I've been waiting for. This is the final 5th look using the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This look, it screams this palette. I should have tried to do that look, maybe. Maybe I kind of did. I don't know. But for me, this is the one that like screams this palette the most because when I think about it, I don't know if it's because of the packaging or what the reason is, but I always think it's very purpley. Now, it's actually not all that purpley, but I wanted to just play with purples and again, do something really subtle that is more me, something more that I would do on my own. And obviously I did do this one on my own, so here we go. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take Musk, and man, the fallout out of this palette is, I'll talk about it. And I'm gonna take that color and just kind of like where we put that orange in the last look, I'm getting it high and all in my crease and rounded out a little bit. Now this is a very, very, it's pigmented, but it's like a subtle pigmentation. It's kind of weird. And I am gonna put it all underneath as well. Just kind of smoke it all together. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and we're going to go into Amethyst, that's that purple color, and I'm going to carry that all through the crease. I'll get you closer, so sorry. Again, more concentrating, I would say, on the outer corner, but definitely all in the crease. We definitely want that purple to stand out like that. And again, I'm going to take a little bit of that underneath. Just a bit, just to kind of like really, really bring the top and the bottom lid together. So again, we're going to go into OUD, that dark brown color, and I'm just going to put that in the outer part of my crease and in my outer corner just to darken it up a bit. Just like that. Then we're going to take Royal, which is one of the colors we haven't used yet. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous like plummy shimmer, and I'm just going to tack that pretty much like from where the brown ends into the inner corner. Then I'm going to take Retrograde, which is actually like, I don't know, it's kind of thinned out. So I'm going to just put it all over my lid just for a bit of extra shimmer. And then I'm going to go into Twilight one more time and just pop that into the inner corner for a bit of an inner corner highlight. All that's left to do is a liner and a mascara, then we're gonna wrap up the video. Alrighty, so once again, my eyes do not match, but whatever, it's okay, it is what it is. This is the final look for the palette, and again, I really like it. I think I still like the orange one a little bit more, but whatever. So, final thoughts about how this video went. I'm torn. I did like the looks that we came up with, but I found that the shadows were actually kind of hit or miss. Some of them were very pigmented. This orange one in particular was gorgeous. The peach one, very pigmented. Even this one, very pigmented. Some of them that I wanted to turn out a little bit more true to the color they were in the palette didn't. Like that saffron color, a little bit of the amber really didn't. And I even found that the OUD, while it was very, very important for me to have a dark brown like that, wasn't as pigmented as other like dark browns I've had in other palettes. Some of the glitters, again, were misses for me. This Cosmos color, I mean, I don't have a glitter glue on or anything like that. So kind of just went everywhere, but I can't imagine myself really digging into that color very often. Some of the other shimmery shades I liked a lot more, but whatever. Overall, I think this went really well. And like I said, the whole point of these is for me to kind of see, you know, what I can do with these palettes that I haven't been doing, or, you know, maybe give you guys ideas if you're in the same boat I'm in, where you're sitting here contemplating like, you know, I've got a lot of makeup and I don't use it all. I get stuck in ruts with some of my palettes, and there's some palettes that like I never use or I haven't used since I got them. And when it comes time to declutter them, I keep them because I'm like, but it's so pretty, I'll definitely use them, and then I never use them. So at least this way I've got some idea of what I can do with it. And I think that that's gonna help me in the long run to use it more often or to get rid of it if I so choose. So that is it for this video. Comment down below which one was your favorite look, which one was your least favorite look, how do you like to use this palette? If you guys have another palette that you know that I have that you'd like to see me use, let me know down below. I am always looking for suggestions. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time.